Hey, Jimmy Beach here from Alien Skin Software. This is an exciting tutorial in which we will learn how to quickly create a cross-processed lo-fi look using Exposure 3. Let's begin in Photoshop CS5, where we have our before and our after. Now between these two we've changed the color mix, making it a bit more turquoise. We've punched up the colors and we made a nice round dark lens vignette. So now that we have an idea of where we're headed with this image, let's open it up in Exposure 3 and remake our transformation. Now, we want to use color film in Exposure 3. Okay, so now that we're in Exposure 3, under the Settings tab, let's open up Lo-Fi Cross-Processed. Now, if you're looking for a dramatic shift or change in your color, this is where you're going to want to be. We want Agfa CT Precisa 100. And you can see this gives us a nice blue-green or cyan tone. Now, there is a little bit of a yellow glow, and I want to make that much more intense. So I want to go to the Color tab. Now, here, I'm going to add some more to this color filter. Color filter is like putting a colored glass on the front of the camera lens. Now, I can change color easy enough. Just touch here. I want to make it a little more orange to complement the cyan. Say OK, and then down here below, I want to boost the overall saturation just a touch. Now over here on the Tone tab, we can add some more green to the sky. So let's go to the green channel, and we'll make our adjustment there. Now I'm a big fan of Photoshop's Curve Editor, and as you can see this looks just like it, but at times I find the control points editing a bit cumbersome. So Exposure 3 has placed sliders here. Instead of using control points, let's let the slider do the work for us. Once adjusted, this dotted line here is our actual applied curve for our image. So, Focus tab is our next destination. And here we have Sharpen and Blur. Sharpen is just like unsharp masking in Photoshop, but the blur is a bit different. Now, we'll introduce some blur by setting our opacity. I'm going to make it all the way to the right, all the way up so everyone can see it. I'm going to do the same thing with the radius, all the way to the right. And now I'm going to turn my lens warp down to the left. You can see we have a blur across the entire image. Now if I move my lens warp to the right, then you'll see that we have a place on the inside that's not affected by the blur, whereas we have a vignette of blur on the outside. This is mimicking a plastic lens. It's like a blur vignette. So now I'm going to turn my radius back down to something a little more palatable, and we'll go over the Age tab to finish it up. Now, when I want to make a dark camera type vignette, I want to make it round like it was made from the lens. You got to make sure it's round. Now I need to make it a little bit darker here, a little bit smaller. And now right is round on this. So for lo-fi, remember it's a cheap camera, so we have to have it a little bit messed up. And I like to make the distortion high, and then we'll leave the size here in the middle. Now, I'm going to hit random seed here until I get the effects to land where I want them to. It's going to randomly change the placement of our age effects. Okay, now I'm happy with our setting, and I know I'll use it again later, so I'm going to press Ctrl S or Command S and save this custom setting. So let's give it a title, Lo-Fi, Strong Yellow. And I'll organize it into a new folder, Extreme Effects. And I'll give it a description. Focus Blur, Enter, Organic Vignette. Okay. So now we can see our custom settings over here on the Settings tab down below. Now we explore custom settings management a bit more in another video, but for now, build good settings hygiene and organize your custom settings. So we'll apply and we'll take a look at our new image. So one more time, we have our before and our after. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. As a suggested workflow, choose a preset first and then explore Exposure 3. You'll quickly find something that feels right. Today we covered color conversion tips in regard to lo-fi. We did a color filter, we had some curves, did lens warp, and we made a vignette. We also saved our custom settings for future use. As always, I'll refer you to our website, www.alienskin.com. And if you're looking for help or even inspiration, we cover both ends of the spectrum with videos and example images. This tutorial is part of a series on Exposure 3. If you like this one, take a look at the next one, High Key. I want to thank you for tuning in today. Until next time, this is Jimmy Beach with Alien Skin Software.